Welcome to the Dyson Leadership Podcast and Happy New Year to anyone who is tuning in. So since it is the new year, I think it's best that we do a few episodes and look at some things over this next month to get us all, me included, set up for a very successful 2025. So today is one of those days. I want to talk about 5 strong habits that you as a leader need and should prioritize and focus on for 2025 to help you be more successful. So I hope that's intriguing to you. We're going to dive right in and let's talk about these 5 traits. Number 1, I want us all, myself included, but you as a leader, set and have a clear vision. Now, if a leader doesn't set the vision, the people are not going to come up with it on their own. If you come in and it's just status quo, we're going to wing it and go through the day and just whatever happens kind of mindset, your team is going to suffer because you've not set clear goals. You've not set a clear vision. You don't have a clear plan of what's going to improve and do better. Vision is vitally important for leaders, for anyone really. You need to be able to plan and know where you're going, what you want to improve on, what you want to do, what objectives you want to accomplish, goals you want to achieve, books you want to read, things you want to teach someone else. All of those go into your vision as a leader. When you get to the end of 2025, we are here very early, just the first week of 2025. When you get to the end of this year and you look back, what do you want to say you accomplished? You did, you succeeded in, you improved in, your team succeeded in, your church was able to accomplish in missions. You personally were able to do or improve something in your life. What is that thing that when you get to the end of this year, you want to say you have achieved or succeeded in? That's having a clear vision. The next thing, number 2, I'm going to challenge you on is focus on your communication throughout the year. This is something, not saying you're a bad communicator. I'm not saying you're the best communicator in the world. We all have the need to improve as communicators. This is something for me doing training, public speaking. I have to constantly be refining and improving what I'm doing, constantly looking for ways to engage people and perform better because that is a word. You perform when you are public speaking. It's something we all have to improve in. But even beyond that, how are your interpersonal communication skills? How is your communication between your team members? How is it between your spouse or your kids? How is it between, maybe you're a pastor, how is it between you and your congregation? Maybe you're just a church member. How is it between you and the people that sit beside you? What are the ways that you can improve in your communication over this year? Can you work on your listening skills? Can you work on your public speaking skills? Can you work on maybe your written communication? What is at least one area of communication you can work on and improve this year? And here's what I want to challenge you on specifically. Once you identify what that area is, be consistent in your effective communication. What is working in communication? Be consistent and keep doing it. What isn't working? Find how you need to improve and work on it, improve, and be consistent in what is working well and what is effective. That is what I need you to do in 2025. If you do that and you follow these steps that I'm walking through, you are going to be set up for so much success in 2025. But it takes your effort and your initiative. These are things I'm trying to do. These are things that I hope you try to do. So number 3, you need to cultivate a growth mindset. Now, I've already done an entire episode where we talked about a growth mindset. Go back on the podcast, find that episode and listen to what it means to have a growth mindset. If you're watching this on YouTube, I'll link it and you can find that video and you can go back and watch and find what it means to have a growth mindset. Kind of summary. We'll keep it simple. Don't have a fixed mindset where you say you don't have the right resources, you don't have the ability, you don't have the knowledge, you don't have the right skill set. But go into it with an open mind and challenge yourself. What can I do to become better. Even if it's just that small bit better. Something you hear a lot in leadership and personal development is to become 1% better. What is that 1% for you? Don't look at, I need to get from 0 to 100. How do you get to 0 to 1? How do you get to 1 to 2? Take small steps, which is going to lead into my next one. But that's the idea of a growth mindset. How can I consistently grow day by day to make an impact in my life, with my family, on my team, in my church, in my community, whatever it is? Have that growth mindset, the possibility mindset. Don't limit your mindset and lock yourself into a box. Have a growth mindset and realize that you can have a successful, very productive 2025 and keep that mindset. But again, go back and watch the full episode on growth mindset. That will help you out. Next up, I kind of alluded to it. Focus on your small daily wins. That 1 to 2, 2 to 3, that small progress where it's not, I went from 0 to 25 in a day, but maybe I just went from 0 to 1. That is a small daily win. If you gain one new customer, you help one person solve a problem, you resolve one argument with a spouse, you are able to help one person who's going through some sort of trauma or tough day, anything that is a win, that is a success, that is something that goes well for you this year, make note of it. I advise you, here's a good recommendation, keep a journal or a log of it. Put it in a Word document, put it in the Notes app on your phone, write it in a journal, whatever works best for you, find what works best, but keep a record. That way, when you get to the end of this year, the end of 2025, you can sit and look back and look at all of the small wins you had throughout the year. Maybe you even hit a point mid-year at the end of a few months as we go into this year, and you struggle. You're struggling with the motivation. You're feeling down. You're feeling discouraged. Open up your small daily win collection. Start to look at all of the things that you are building and doing and succeeding in, and let that help motivate and drive you. Celebrate those small wins. For me and my business, Dyson Leadership, for me, it was gaining my first customer, and then it was gaining my first repeat customer, and then breaking the first $1,000 of the business. And all of these small wins built into other things. For the podcast, it was posting the first episodes and getting more guests to commit. And we're continuing on. I'm looking forward to celebrating 1 year of the podcast when we get to the mid-year. These are all, for me, small wins, but they build into something greater. Celebrate the small wins, and it will make a huge difference for you. The last thing that I challenge you to do in 2025 is lead with intentionality. Be intentional in what you're doing. Intentionality, being intentional, is very much a buzzword. You hear it a lot, but you don't hear it explained. You are taking initiative to pursue the things that matter. That's the way I'm going to explain that to you. If you look and say, this needs to be done, and you do nothing about it, that is not living with an intentionality mindset. Look at what you need to do, those goals you want to pursue, the impact you want to have, the business you want to grow, the business you want to start, the success you want to see on your team, the development you want to have as a person or a professional, the growth you want to see in your marriage, your relationship, your church, whatever organization you might be looking at. Look at what you want to achieve and what you want to do. And what is the first step? After you do the first step, what's the second step? Intentionality is looking at it not just as a problem, not just as something that's wishful thinking or that you want to do. Living and leading with intentionality is actually taking the action to pursue it and saying, okay, I failed in this area. How can I keep that from happening in the future? Here's the action I'm going to take, and then you go and take it. This person on my team, they struggle with this area, this skill set. How can I help them become better? And you help them and do it and take action. You have communication issues in your family. You have a business you're wanting to start and you're struggling to gain customers. What's the issue? What's the problem? How can you resolve it? And then go and take that action. Live and lead your life with a sense of urgency and action. That is intentionality. So set the clear vision, have the clear goals, Communicate consistently. Focus on improving your communication. Keep a growth mindset, the possibility mindset, the open mindset. Celebrate your small wins. Keep a log, keep a journal of your small daily wins, and live and lead with intentionality. You do those 5 things, that is going to help you set up for a very successful 2025. This is what I need you to do. If you are watching or viewing this, listening to this on a platform that has comments, what's your next action step? What's one of these skills that you're ready to implement right away? Let me know in the comments. This isn't a platform that you can leave a comment or something like that. Feel free to reach out to me on social media. Let me know, because I want to celebrate and encourage and help you be successful. If you want to be successful, you want to continue to grow, be sure to subscribe and follow along wherever you found this video, audio, podcast. Follow along, subscribe, because there's a lot of content coming, and I am looking forward to having a very successful 2025 and helping you grow and growing myself. Thank you for tuning in. Be sure to look for more episodes coming soon, and hope you join me again here on the Dyson Leadership Podcast.